Today we are going to work on some sublimation. You'll see that I have printed out backwards the sublimation coasters that I want to do. I have neoprene sublimation coasters from 143vinyl.com. And here you can see I did a test sheet to see how my colors would print. And so I made time and temperature notations on each press to see and compare different colors, how they did, what would burn, what didn't. I pressed each of these with a different time and a different pressure. The highest the temperature I can get right now, I'm using the Cricut Easy Press Original. So the highest temperature it can get is 360, which if you look at a lot of the car coasters, the suggested heat temperature is 400 degrees for 60 seconds. Well, I can't do that. So I am improvising with a time test on this 100% polyester scrap sheet I had from a different project. And you'll see that my first time test, the green showed up really well, but my black burnt. So I made a note of that. I used firm pressure for that one. The second test I did was 0 pressure, and it didn't burn, but the colors weren't very strong. So my third time test, the colors were strong. So I've determined that for these neoprene car coasters, I need a 360 degree, 80-second and light pressure setting. That should get me the best result color-wise for my layout. And I used the test paper. I actually just used regular printer paper. I'm not going to show you that today because I'm still experimenting and I don't want you to use that as this is how you have to do it. That's one thing I've learned with sublimation is it's always a test and a trial. So we're going to see if my test on the test paper worked. So let me go ahead and cut out which one I want to use. So funny story, my children are making a lot of noise today, and I go to the room they're in, and my middle daughter is opening the door to check to see if Mama's there, and if Mama's not there, then she's just randomly crying. If Mama's there, she knows she's been caught and she's being a little extra sneaky. So I'm going to line these up by putting the sublimation side down on the print first. And I'm going to make sure that none of the color I don't want is showing through. So I purposely designed this to have the logo go off the edge a little bit, just to give it that effect I was looking for. Put my son. To reinforce it, I'm going to make sure it doesn't move by adding this heat transfer tape. So I've decided I'm going to press both of these at the same time. I have a piece of regular parchment paper, not wax paper, over my Cricut mat to protect the mat from any ink overspill. And then I'm going to place another sheet of parchment paper on top. I've seen people use Teflon. I seem to like the results of using the parchment paper because you can protect your materials, your iron, your heat press, whatever you're using to create your product with. And now you'll see I have the Cricut heat press, easy press at 360 for 80 seconds. And I'm just going to put light pressure and press go. And there we go. Now I'm going to take this off, and it will be a little bit hot, so just if you want to give it a couple seconds, give it a couple seconds. If you're so excited and you can't wait, totally fine too. I've done both. But I want to give you a word of warning because I have to make sure I heat it too. If you have children, don't let them in the room while you're doing this because sublimation ink is basically turned into a gas when you heat it up, and it is not exactly safe. You want to make sure whenever you do sublimation that you are doing it in a well-ventilated area. you're able to open the window, door, whatever, to make sure that you are not being engrossed, inflamed, whatever. So there we go. And that's pretty cool. The colors are nice and dark. The black is not burned this time around after all those tests I did. And I think that the customer will be happy about the final results of this. So I'm going to go ahead and make the other ones for my customer as samples. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. And don't forget to give a thumbs up, like, and share. And if you ever want to support us, go ahead and follow the link down below to our family store. We would be happy to accept your help. I have 3 babies in diapers and we always need something. So, as always, I hope you have a wonderful day and thank you for joining us. Bye! So, I'm improvising, and so is my son. And light pressure in order... Hold on. Setting. I think my daughters are torturing the little guy. Oh.